The world shifted, no warnings, no tremors, just a tearing of reality, a cosmic blink. Humans, once apex predators, rulers of the globe, became the hunted. Animals, creatures of instinct and primal fury, ascended. It began subtly. Pets turned on owners. Farm animals revolted. Zoos became arenas of carnage. Then the transformation, evolution in overdrive. Animals grew, mutated, gained sentience. Their eyes, once holding flickers of primal fear or simple affection, now burned with cold intelligence. Fear became the new world order. Humans, stripped of their dominance, scurried for shelter, for scraps. The age of man had ended. The reign of beasts had begun. Bears towered, their fur now shimmering armor, claws like scimitars. Wolves, larger than any before, moved with chilling grace, their howls echoing the death knell of countless human settlements. Even the docile rabbit, now armed with razor teeth and disturbing intellect, was a harbinger of fear. The transformation wasn't universal. Some species remained unchanged, caught in the crossfire. But the predators, the ones humans had hunted, caged, controlled, they were the new gods. Their intelligence was chilling. They mimicked human speech, their gruff voices issuing commands, pronouncements of law in this new savage world. Humans were livestock, resources to be exploited, nothing more. Cities, once monuments to human achievement, became sprawling prisons. Humans huddled in the ruins, ruled by fear. The strong preyed on the weak, echoing the brutal efficiency of their animal overlords. Food was scarce. Water, even more so. But the worst hunger, the one that gnawed at the soul, was for freedom, for dignity. To look into the eyes of their captors without the crippling weight of terror. Jared, a young man hardened by loss, refused to be cowed. He had seen his family ripped apart, his city crumble. He bore the scars on his body, the deeper wounds on his soul. But within him a spark of defiance still flickered. Jared remembered a time before, a time of laughter, of family dinners, of dreams for a future that wasn't shrouded in fear. That memory, painful yet precious, fueled his defiance. He watched the animals, studied their movements, their hierarchies. He saw their arrogance, the casual brutality born from their newfound power. And he saw a weakness, a chink in their armor. The animals, for all their intelligence, were ruled by instinct, by a primal need for dominance. Jared's plan was audacious, suicidal even, but it was all he had left, a desperate gamble to reclaim a sliver of the world that was stolen. Section 5, The Rebellion's Blueprint. Jared's plan was simple, brutal, and reliant on a single terrifying truth. Animals craved power, and their hierarchy was built on a foundation of blood. If one alpha could be toppled, the entire structure might collapse. He started small, inciting conflicts, whispers in the dark, turning predator against predator. He exploited their arrogance, their need to assert dominance. It was a dangerous game, a dance on a razor's edge, but each small victory fueled his hope. His true target was the leader, a monstrous lion, its mane black as midnight, its eyes burning embers of cruelty. The lion, known as Aslan in a cruel mockery of human stories, was the architect of their suffering. To bring him down, that was a gamble beyond measure. Section 6. A spark in the darkness. Months bled into years. Jared's network of informants grew, a web of whispers spun in the shadows. He found others. Humans hardened by loss, fueled by a flickering ember of hope. They were his weapon, his shield, his only family. The plan was set. A distraction. A carefully orchestrated riot in the heart of Aslan's territory. While the lion's forces were occupied, Jared and his group would strike. A suicide mission, a desperate plea for freedom. The night of the attack, the air crackled with tension. The scent of fear, ever present in this new world, was almost overpowering. But beneath it, Jared detected something else. Hope, faint, fragile, but undeniably there. Section 7. Retribution's swift hand. The distraction worked. Chaos erupted in the city center, a symphony of roars and screams. Jared and his group, armed with scavenged weapons and fueled by desperation, slipped through the shadows. Their target, Aslan's fortress, once a symbol of human achievement, now a monument to their subjugation. They fought their way through the Lion's Guard, a whirlwind of blades and fury. Each fallen enemy brought them closer to their goal, closer to confronting the architect of their suffering. But victory, even in the face of death, felt impossibly distant. They reached Aslan's chamber, a place of dark power and chilling silence. And there he stood, the lion, a figure of terrifying majesty, his eyes burning with cold fury. The final confrontation was upon them, a clash that would decide the fate of what remained of humanity. Section 8. Scars on the Soul. The battle with Aslan was swift, brutal. Jared and his companions fought with the courage of the damned, their desperation a match for the lion's raw power. But for all their bravery, they were outmatched. One by one they fell, their lives extinguished beneath the lion's claws. Jared, his body racked with pain, his spirit broken, could only watch as his last glimmer of hope died with his comrades. Aslan stood over him, victorious, his roar a chilling testament to the futility of their rebellion. Aslan spared Jared's life, a cruel jest to remind him of his failure. He was left to wander the ruins, a broken man in a broken world, haunted by the ghosts of his comrades and the crushing weight of his defeat. Section 9. A World Remade. Jared walked through the skeletal remains of cities, his heart a leaden weight in his chest. The rebellion had failed. Aslan's grip on the shattered remnants of human society was absolute. He saw the children born into this nightmare, their eyes holding not fear but a chilling acceptance of their place in the new order. They would never know freedom, never taste the sweetness of true autonomy. The animals had won. Their kingdom of flesh and bone was absolute. And Jared, the last ember of rebellion extinguished, could only walk towards the setting sun, towards a future as bleak and unforgiving as the new masters of the earth.